every team in the league more than they've been beaten by those teams. So just an incredible record.
No good on the free throw. I think for a while, Clark, teams looked at Iguodala and saw his talent and what he could do on the floor, and they wanted him to be a centerpiece. Now that he's been in the league this long, and as a vet, he seems almost better suited as a complementary piece.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, not everybody can be the main focal point of a team, and that's no knock on Iguodala. I mean, I think he's terrific. He does a little bit of everything, does it all well. And I understand he's really a high-quality guy and teammate. He's very much more of a playmaker than a scorer, even though he can look dominant with the ball in his hands at times.
And with Iguodala comfortable in its role playing as a sidekick, it makes sense because he modeled his game so closely after Pippen when he was growing up. Very much cut out of the same cloth.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in this first half.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
The first free throw is good.
You know, final thought here on Iguodala. The more I think about what you said about him and Pippen, they're similar in length. Their ability, their versatility defensively is a talent that I think they both have, in addition to being able to make plays for others. I think it's a reasonable comparison, actually quite apt when you look at those two guys. Well, the Spurs clearly an influential organization in the NBA. So many individuals who've worked in San Antonio, whether it be as players, assistant coaches, or in the front office, have gone on to leadership roles on other NBA teams. I think that speaks volumes to what that group has been able to do in winning at a high level.
Now here's Lee, averaging 14 points a game.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Ginobili dishes to Baines. He feeds it to Mills. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And you look at all the head coaches and front office executives who have come out of the Spurs organization. They are sprinkled guys throughout the NBA. And, Steve, almost half the teams in the league have some kind of fingerprint from the Spurs.
Well, it's a copycat league, and, you know, the Spurs winning culture, you know, all the cross-pollinating that goes on in the NBA and the relationships. And I think in the end, you know, the result is good for the league. You want as many well-run franchises as possible.
And both free throws good for Mills.
You know, he's as close to a sure thing as you can possibly have when he steps to the line.
Warriors leading by 7. Livingston kicks to Lee. The pass to Iguodala. Lee sets a screen for Iguodala. Rush the pass to Spates. Here's the dish to Iguodala. That drops and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Iguodala's got his first 3 points of the game.
It has taken them no time to build this lead up on the strength of a great first quarter offensively.
And they need to continue to put pressure on the defense and try to really run away with this one from here. That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Well, they've got to meet the energy that they're facing right now. So important to battle on the board.
Here's Lee. Can't hit from in close.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Here's Mills. Shot is off. And Golden State will come the other way. Picked by Lee. Livingston kicks to Lee. Feeds to Rush. From the arc. Golden State moving the ball around. Iguodala dishes to Livingston. Spates sets a screen. Second chance shot. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
Boy, what a fantastic opening quarter for them.
Yeah, it sure has been. Look at the lead they've jumped out to already. Impressive.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Well, he may just be trying to get a break in the action to clear their heads. You know, a lot of their shots are rimming out. You wonder if their confidence isn't suffering at this point.
I think that's a good time to call a timeout. If a team has a few fall the wrong way for them, just burn a timeout and let them forget about it. Regroup, talk about it, and refocus.
And the Warriors making a change here. Holiday's checked in. And San Antonio also making a switch. Bonner's checked in. Now, here's Diaz, covered by Lee. Bellinelli gets the bucket.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Warriors leading by 10. There's 47 seconds left in the first. Spates sets a screen. It's Iguodala with...
Oh, get it! Watch out now.
They keep going down low with the ball, and it results in points. They're having their way in the paint.
And it's resulted in a big early lead, too.
Here's Mills. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Ginobili the pass to Bellinelli. San Antonio shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Well, impressive free throw shooting as a team this season, right around that 78% mark.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Bellinelli. Warriors leading by 10. Here is Livingston. Spates sets a screen. Kicks it out to Iguodala. There's the triple. A rebound by the Spurs. Diaz got his 3rd rebound on the night. Hill. The half-court bomb falls off target. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Warriors lead by 10. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
Coming up next Thursday, February 26th, Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors take on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hoops action.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stance-wise?
It was a pretty solid first quarter for this club. They limited their mistakes and really took advantage offensively.
You know what? I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways. That's excellent pressure and good activity with the hands.
Spurs trail by 10. On the court for San Antonio. Ginobili and Leonard on the wings. Bonner is out there with Duncan. And it's Parker in at the point guard. Thompson against Ginobili. Clock at 6. Here's Parker. Keeps it alive.
Good rebound there, but overall, they're getting outworked on the glass.
Steve, I think that's what you'd expect, seeing what the score is.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Guys, it is hard to question that Patty Mills was instrumental in the Spurs title run. Getting in the best shape of his life was the key to his breakout season. As Coach Popovich said, he was a little fatty. He had too much junk in the trunk. He came back svelte and cut and understood you have to make better decisions. Point guard type decisions. Kevin?
Pop never wanted to hide his feelings, Doris. Thank you. The Spurs making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. It's Thompson off the drive. Back to Bogut. Curry kicks to Barnes. passes it to Bogut. Out to Thompson. The fader. And that one's good. Thompson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You don't see the wide open fadeaway shot too often. Well, Klay Thompson, the son of former #1 draft pick Michael Thompson, but totally different games. His father was a big man who kind of played inside. Klay, a swing man, just a knockdown shooter from deep.
Parker with a clean look. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Warriors leading by 9. Outside Curry. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Klay's father, Michael, often his toughest critic, he tells Klay, post those smaller guards up and don't always fade away. I can hear him saying
oh
it.
my, that's why I'm laughing. Sounds just like Michael, who knew how to handle himself with his back to the goal as a college and pro standout himself.
That's good from Stephen Curry.
The Spurs are having a lot of trouble defending against Curry.
10 points and a steal.
Splitters checked in for Matt Bonner. Good on both.
The Warriors, one of the top defensive teams in the league the last couple of seasons, and the improvement coincided with a change in defensive strategy. They're sending pick and rolls down towards the sideline. They've got bigs. Andrew Bogut can really protect the rim. So they're doing what coaches call shrinking the floor, and it's been very effective for them.
The Warriors leading. Curry kicks to Barnes. Pulls up on the wing. And Splitter pulls it down. And downing a pick and roll. Basically, a guard gives the ball handler a lane towards the basket, but prevents them from using the screen.
I like your basketball knowledge and acumen.
See, I've been listening to you.
That's exactly right. The big man sits back around the free throw line and deny penetration. It's a strategy that basically concedes the deep two, another indication of where analytics coming into play in terms of strategy.
And there it is again. That's where their points have been coming today, from the low post.
And even under pressure in tight, they've maintained their concentration and converted their opportunities.
Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Andrew Bogut. For San Antonio, they have shot 6 of 7 at the line. That free throw good from Duncan.
What is insane about the Spurs and how successful they are as a franchise is that in their entire franchise history, they've only missed the playoffs 4 times. That is absolutely remarkable.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And with the Spurs in the playoffs, you can't even begin to think about a postseason without the Spurs being involved. Only 4 absences since 1976. That's incredible.
Of course, with the Spurs, the last time they missed the playoffs, they drafted perhaps one of the best power forwards of all time in Tim Duncan.
Well, you know, he's a part of why they haven't missed the playoffs since. But the organization has run really well from top to bottom. And they deserve nothing but the success they've had since their inception because of that.
The Warriors, a team with big ambition, from their plans for a new arena to a highly successful D-League team in Santa Cruz. This is a team on the rise.
And both free throws good for Curry. And the Warriors not just looking to expand locally, but internationally as well, hoping to become the gateway team to China.
Yeah, much of the Bay Area's population and the Warriors fan base, most folks are of Asian descent. The Warriors unveiled a special Chinese New Year jersey, a nod to some of their fans here in the ball. Pretty smart marketing work by the Warriors.
Now Curry. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. Curry with it. He's picked up by Parker. Curry dishes to Thompson. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Duncan. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. The Warriors pull it in. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.